Members Bulletin. Governor Godswill Akpabio has a need for Akwa Ibom people to remain united. Akwa Ibom Specialist Hospitals billed for inauguration today in New York. One day seminar induction ceremony mounted for Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly members elect. Details of these and more in a moment. Very good morning to you. This is AKBC 45 News at Dawn. My name is Agnes Udo King Brown. Governor Godswill Akpabio has spoken on the need for Akwa Ibom people to remain united in order to consolidate on the gains recorded in the last 8 years. The governor was speaking at Ibom Hall grounds during the interdenominational service to herald the 2015 Democracy Day celebration. Edem Masani has more.
Akpabio said as a governor he is bound out fulfilled that he has done his best for the state, and again pointed out that he bears no grudges against anyone. He urged the people not to be afraid of the future, noting that he is leaving the state in God's hands as well as that of a capable hand in the person of Mr. Udom Emmanuel. The governor said having reflected on his tenure, it became necessary to come with his family to return thanks to God and promised never to stop serving the state. He noted that every nation has the right to choose its leader and urged Nigerians to accept Udom Emmanuel, the choice of Akwa Ibom people, the same way Akwa Ibom people have accepted Nigerians' choice of General Muhammadu Buhari as president.
The assurance I give to you is you should not be afraid, for I'm leaving you in the capable hands of God and His Excellency Udom Gabriel. My dear wife has been a great answer to people.
Governor Akpabio spiced up his speech with some of his trademark songs, joined by the crowd which gave him a resounding applause on arrival. In his remarks, the governor-elect, Mr. Udom Emmanuel, acknowledged the hard work of Governor Akpabio as well as the compassion of the state's First Lady, Ekaete Unorma. Mr. Udom Emmanuel attributed the developments in the state under Governor Akpabio's watch to deliberate planning, effort, and sacrifice. He further likened Governor Akpabio to the biblical King David, who acted on conviction and went after what is good for the people.
So here comes David of our time, who acted on conviction. But David was after what is good for the people and what God wanted him done for the people. That was why David succeeded.
The church leaders led by Prelate Emeritus of the Methodist Church in Nigeria, Dr. Sondembang, prayed for Governor Akpabio and family. The service featured prayers, congregational hymns, and thanksgiving. Edem Asai reporting.
Correspondent Livingston Daniel also reports on the Thanksgiving service, which was part of activities to mark this year's Democracy Day celebration.
Available seats at the venue were filled up, while those without seats refused to go home, rather chose to sit on the ground. Youths, the aged, and women adorned in different colors of uniforms. Even the physically challenged were not left out. From the look on their faces, one could see a smile of satisfaction and gratitude to God. Speaking with our reporter, the people noted that the 8 years of the Akpabio administration have been very rewarding in all ramifications, including human capital development, infrastructure, and most importantly, giving the state a voice in the Committee of States. They all attested to the fact that the people will surely miss Governor Godswill Akpabio, whom they describe as a performer.
As a local government, I benefit military government of Dr. Godswill Akpabio made this 8 years at Akpabio need ID from Breaker. Don't get increase Akwa Ibom State. Akpabio Breaker at the experience. Others also expressed their joy and happiness
in dance. The state chairman of the Christian Association of Nigeria, Archbishop Cletus Bassey, said in the history of the state, no administration has ever favored CAN as a body than the outgoing administration. He listed the 100 million grants to CAN for its members, donation of land for the building of CAN Secretariat, sponsorship of the national meetings of CAN and PFN in the state, continued sponsorship of 1,500 pilgrims to the Holy Land, as well as putting in place the government house monthly prayer meetings are some achievements of the Fabio administration. In an exhortation which centered on Thanksgiving, Reverend Father Michael Etom said, a people or race who lack the attitude of constant thanksgiving to God will not prosper, stressing that for anyone to receive much from God, he must imbibe the attitude of thanking God for what he has done.
As we gather to celebrate, dear friends, we give thanks to God for all those within and outside the state, in the past as well as in the present, who have contributed to the good of the state.
The governor will later address the people as his handing over date draws near, lest his speech with songs and dance.
I know Godswill Fabio, a senator, a great teacher, who thought would only man well.
Livingstone Daniel reporting.
Governor Godswill Akpabio will today, May 26, inaugurate the Akwa Ibom Specialist Hospital International in a time, as well as unveil the 4-point Sheraton Hotel, Ikorekpene, constructed by his administration as part of activities marking the transition of his government. A statement by the Commissioner for Information and Communications, Mr. Neka Numana, indicates that the inauguration of the hospital is slated for 10 o'clock in the morning, while the unveiling of the hotel is billed for 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Among major features of the 400-bed hospital are a digital mammography, endoscopy surgery, medical gas plant, sophisticated intensive care unit, 640 slide CT scan, 1.5 Tesla MR, fully automated laboratories and dialysis units, and 6 fully integrated modular theaters. The 14-story oval-shaped hotel complex has 146 rooms, 14 suites, 600-seater banquet hall, 6 meeting rooms, 1 holding room, tennis court, as well as a business center, 100-seater in-house restaurant, terrace bar and reception bar. According to the statement, the governor would also inaugurate some internal roads in Ikorekpene, followed by the presentation of the Guinness World Record Award someday at 5 p.m. at the Akwa Ibom International Stadium, Uyo. On Wednesday, 27th May, the Children's Day celebration will take place at the Uyo Township Stadium at 10 a.m. with night of elocution in honor of Governor Godswill Akpabio, same day at 7 p.m. at the banquet hall of the Government House, Uyo. The statement also indicates that urban street dualization in Uyo will be inaugurated on Thursday, 28th May at 11 a.m., followed by inauguration of ultra-modern printing press complex and God's Community Press at Akwa Ibom Newspaper Corporation, Uyo. Also on Thursday at 1 p.m., Governor Akpabio will deliver his valedictory speech during an interactive session with stakeholders at the banquet hall of Government House, Uyo. On Friday, 29th May, Mr. Gabriel Emmanuel was sworn in as the new governor of Akwa Ibom State at the Akwa Ibom International Stadium, Uyo, at 10 a.m. It will be followed by a state banquet at Low Meridian Ibom Hotels and Golf Resorts, Uyo, at 7:30 p.m. The celebration will climax on Sunday, 31st May, with an interdenominational Thanksgiving service by the new governor at Ibom Hall grounds, Uyo, at 3 p.m. The statement invites stakeholders, the political class, the organized private sector, religious, royal fathers, organized labor, socio-political groups, women and youth groups, friends and public to the event. A one-day induction seminar for members-elect of the 6th Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly has been concluded with a call to see themselves as bridge builders who must judiciously and jealously defend the independence of the legislative arm of government. Assembly correspondent Anthony Tomat attended the seminar, which held at the premises of the State House of Assembly.
Declaring the seminar open, the Speaker, Elder Samuel Ikon, urged the members-elect to allow the interests of their constituents. He said that the seminar was primarily arranged to acquaint them with the rudiments and conduct of legislative business, which they were given the mandate by their people to perform on their behalf. The Speaker maintained that a state legislature requires more than a passing knowledge of the Nigerian Constitution and the standing order of the House to function effectively and efficiently.
This forum is primarily to acquaint you with the rudiments and conduct of legislative business, which you were given the mandate by your people to perform on their behalf come June 2015 at the proclamation of the 6th Assembly.
The clerk of the Assembly, Mrs. Mando Moren, congratulated the members-elect on their victory at the poll, saying that the seminar at the end will provide preliminary knowledge of legislative business. The Chairman, Assembly Service Commission, Obon Colonel Udo, in his goodwill message, thanked the Speaker and members of the 5th Assembly for the cooperation and support enjoyed by the Commission. He expressed optimism that the incoming members will use knowledge gained at the workshop in Abuja and the seminar to easily settle down and commence the process of lawmaking.
A good lawmaker is an advocate, ombudsman, community leader, a whistleblower, and a custodian of the Nigerian Constitution. He or she is not only expected to be intellectually agile, but painstaking bridge builder who must jealously advance and defend the independence of the legislative arm of government.
The Chairman, Assembly Service Commission, Obon Colonel Udo, in his goodwill message, thanked the Speaker and members of the 5th Assembly for the cooperation and support enjoyed by the Commission. He expressed optimism that the incoming members will use knowledge gained at the workshop in Abuja and the seminar to easily settle down and commence the process of lawmaking.
Because law is meant to protect, control, and punish or discipline man. To properly serve these purposes, therefore, law should be the agreement of the people as to what to do or not to do. This is why law is from the people and for the people and by the people.
The seminar featured a presentation of 2 papers on code of conduct and standing orders in the State House of Assembly. One of the speakers, who is also the State Director of the Code of Conduct Bureau, Mr. Me Ubot, urged the members-elect to declare what they currently possess within and outside the country, stating that whatever they declare would be verified.
Please, you are only to declare your actual assets and liabilities. I want to emphasize that. Your actual assets. Don't declare the one you will have in 2017.
On his part, the former clerk of the House, the Reverend Inodofia, took the new members through standing orders, rules and practice and procedure in the State House of Assembly, as well as what is expected from the clerk. He encouraged the incoming members to be versatile in their business of lawmaking and to carry out researches in order to gain the needed knowledge on how to carry out their legislative responsibilities. Anthony Etam, reporting.
News continues after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back. The Governorship Election Tribunal, sitting in Iyo, has varied its order granting leave to Mr. Emmanuel Okonomana and the All Progressive Congress, APC, to inspect polling and election materials used in the conduct of the April 11 governorship election in Akwa Ibom State, in the custody of the Independent National Electoral Commission and the Resident Electoral Commissioner in the state. The chairman of the tribunal, Justice Godi Aninu, gave the ruling after reading the motion filed by the petitioners and listening to the reply by the second, third, and fourth respondents. Uraikon was at the tribunal.
The counsel to the first respondent applicants had requested that there be a part of the inspection of election materials at INEC. They also requested that that process should be within a time frame of 5 days. Paul Lusoro, SAN, counsel to the first respondent, Udom Emmanuel, in the matter between Omana Okonomana and the APC with the INEC and others, had asked the tribunal to vary the ex parte order of inspection of electoral materials by fixing a time limit of 5 days for the exercise and permitting the first respondent applicant and its agents to be present during the conduct of the inspection at INEC offices. The chairman of the tribunal, Justice Anoniwu, ruled that the inspection be done within 14 days in the presence of all the parties and that the inspection be conducted in the presence of security officials.
The court has granted the applicants the right to also be present while we are conducting our inspections and other discovery activities, which we have no choice but to accept the decision of the court as right.
I think the tribunal showed that it is independent, it looks at matters and it decides things based on the justice of the case and what is good for the parties. I can't complain. I could have wished for 5 days, but they've extended it by additional 9 days. I can't complain. They have wisdom, and perhaps they can see that it makes more sense that it should be 14 days. And I'm sure that satisfies all the parties.
As a person and practically as an Akwa Ibomite who participated in the election, I'm interested in the outcome of this petition because I was part of the electoral process in my local government, in my ward, in my unit. And when you read through the petition, you see that a lot of issues have been raised which tend to impugn on the integrity of the electoral process. And so, as a person who knew that the election took place, who saw when the results were released in my local government, who saw when the results were released at the state level, I'm interested in seeing that justice is done. And let me tell you what would mean justice for me, that the result of the election will be upheld.
Meanwhile, the National Assembly and State Houses of Assembly Election Tribunal has granted an application for substituted service requested by the Council to John Akpan-Hari and the APC against Mark Udoeset and 2 others. It has also adjourned to Saturday morning hearing on motions between Barrister Bassey Etienam, the APC, and Chief Nelson Effiong and 19 others, as well as the matter between Robinson Owak, the APC, and Nse Ekpenyong and 10 others.
INEC and particularly PDP, who are primarily going to be affected by the motion, were not served. So it became expedient that the motion be adjourned to Saturday. I
am counsel to the commissioners. This morning had a motion for inspection, but unfortunately the matter couldn't go on because some of the parties have not been served with a copy of the motion. And you know that in the litigation process, service is of fundamental importance.
After which we'll come back to the tribunal and proceed from there. From the Governorship Election Tribunal, Rio Uduakeko reporting.
Following the recent order by the police prohibiting the mounting of red blows on highways by revenue collectors, the Minister of Transport has explained that the said ban does not affect sales of tickets to tricycle operators. A statement by the Commissioner of Transport, Prince Godwin Tugude, says enforcement team on sales of daily tickets to tricycle operators otherwise known as Keke, should continue to do their job. He advised the public not to mix up the police order on the mountain red blocks with activities of the Keke ticket sellers. The Commissioner for Education, Professor Atamantai, has lauded Governor Godswill Akpabio for taking the state to higher heights through its uncommon transformation agenda. Professor Antai gave kudos to the governor while fielding questions from newsmen and the achievements of the outgoing administration for the last 8 years. The Education Commissioner said for 8 years, the administration has given a facelift to all sectors of the state economy, particularly the education subsector. Professor Antai noted that every Akwa Ibom child is respected because they have now acquired education rather than serve as house helps, describing the governor as an apostle of uncommon transformation. The Commissioner prayed God to protect the governor as he takes a national assignment as a Senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
To thank you not just for education, Your Excellency, but for the general improvement of life, quality of life in Akwa Ibom State. The roads are there for everybody to benefit from. The infrastructures are there, and we thank you that you have built legacies that will stand the test of time.
The Commissioner also felicitated the Governor-elect, Mr. Dome Emmanuel, and his deputy, Moses Epo, for emerging victorious at the April elections and the imminent swearing-in bill for May 29. What the present administration has put on ground within the past years, according to her, will enable the incoming administration to put the economy on a sound footing. Professor Antai, however, said a lot is expected from the incoming administration, but called on the state chief executive to surpass expectations of the people who voted him to power.
Most delighted at the coming on board of these two great sons of Akwa Ibom State, destined to ably steer the ship and continue with the uncommon transformation drive of a great state which had been put on course by the indefatigable leadership and apostle of uncommon transformation.
The Commissioner for Women Affairs and Social Welfare, Dr. Gloria Deb, has appreciated the women and the entire people of Ipekon Kun for voting for the People's Democratic Party, PDP, in the April and March general elections. The Commissioner made the commendation during a visit to the village head of Ipekon Kun, Chibudoy Fiong Ekpeyong, at his palace. Olubayo Akindele reports.
They expressed gratitude to the people of the community for their support and determination to stick with the winning team. She noted the transformation that has been brought to the community by the present administration. She, however, advised the people to love one another, noting that development in any community cannot be achieved without peace. She urged the people to extend their support and cooperation to the incoming administration of Mr. Gabriel Idom Emmanuel.
Even in the governorship, House of Assembly, the same thing happened. The president will cooperate. Even other wards, units,
speaking, the parliamentary of in a local government area, Untong Odo Afiong Apan, implored youths in the community to shun acts capable of destroying their future, stressing that the future of the community and state belongs to them. He assured the commissioner of the continuous support of the community. Spokesperson for the women groups, Mrs. Rhoda Ekeropon, appreciated the commissioner and thanked God for using her to the benefit of the people. The commissioner later donated food items as well as financial aid to the different groups in the community. Olubayo Akindele reporting.
It was fun and excitement for friends and family members of Barasime Okponte of Atumepo and Elder Basetum of Urefon Ruko as they drove walked the aisle on the occasion of their holy wedlock. The solemnization, which took place at Christ Embassy Church, Love World International Worship Center, attracted personalities including Governor Godswill Akpabio, his wife Unoma, and High Court judges. Yagano Port reports.
The Christ Embassy Church auditorium was filled to capacity with people from all walks of life when Ima and Bassi marched in alongside their bridal convoy. The officiating pastors Emeka and Fonwabuko, after the procession, charged them to willingly share every moment of their lives together, be sincere, pray fervently, and love with no reservation. The lovebirds vowed to cherish each other at all times, understand themselves, and live together in love as long as they both live. They cemented their union with rings, and thereafter were declared man and wife.
I hereby join myself to you. Hereby join myself from henceforth. We shall. In the name of Jesus. Slide it down here.
I pronounce that from this moment henceforth that they are husband and wife.
The couple signed their marriage register with their parents as witnesses. Governor Godswill Akpabio, who was represented by his deputy Lady Valerie Ebe, said marriage is sustained by love and understanding, stressing that without these ingredients, no marriage can stand the test of time. Chief Akpabio advised Tima and Bassi not to turn their backs on their families, but enjoined both parents not to interfere in the affairs of the duo. The state chief executive charged the couple to pray without ceasing and to do away with attitudes capable of ruining the union.
The joy of that love is in giving. There's nothing a husband cannot give to his wife, and there's nothing a wife cannot give to the husband. In addition to that, you also have to know that you see yourself as one or two strings tied together, which cannot be broken.
In a sermon, the resident pastor of Christ Embassy Love World International Worship Center, Pastor Emeka Nwabuko, said Christians should always live exemplary lives. Pastor Nwabuko condemned the increasing number of broken marriages, attributing it to lack of foundation in Christ. He called on Christians to imbibe the virtues of Christ, which include submission and love for the marriage to work. The service featured thanksgiving, choir renditions, prayers for the couple, and presentation of marriage certificates to Mr. and Mrs. Bassi. The reception followed at Unity Park, Udodoma Avenue, where the governor of the feast, Mr. Kaneyo, charged the couple to guard their home jealously with love and the word of God. Mr. Ayo noted that for their home to work, they must change their friends' attitudes and consider each other before taking decisions. The couple cut their wedding cake, fed each other, and later took to the floor in a nuptial dance. In an interview, Mr. and Mrs. Bassi said they are going to build a godly home and ensure that their marriage works. Yageno Paul reporting.
The only commercial female tricycle rider in New York, Enoch Parby, popularly known as Mama Keke, has wedded her heartthrob, Misty Meded, a councillor in Ibesipa Stoughton local government area. Riding in her tricycle to venue of the marriage solemnization, Dominion Church International at Palme Street, Uyo, the bride was accompanied by her male tricycle operators. Patience John has the details.
It was all fun and beautiful sight
When commercial tricycle riders in Uyo weekend celebrated one of their own, the only female commercial tricycle rider in the state, popularly known as Mama Kike, as she exchanged marital vows with Mr. Ime Akpan. The bride, Enodenis Akpabio, and the groom, a serving councillor in Ibesikwa Sultan, Mr. Ime Akpan, after vowing to live with each other forever, sealed the vow with marital rings.
And I join myself to you.
Join myself to you.
According to the word of God. Submit myself to you.
Submit myself to you.
To be a wife to you.
To be a wife to you.
From this moment forward.
From this moment forward.
We shall be one.
We shall be one.
They were admonished by Pastor Israel Akwaubong of Dominion Church International. Speaking on power of agreement, Pastor Akwaubong reminded the groom that as the head of the family, he should ensure the success of the union by loving his wife, maintaining effective communication, while to the wife alone, she must respect her husband.
You must keep a land and landed property for your children. Nobody can stop you if you agree with your wife.
The wedding, which was graced by the Commissioner for Transport, Prince Godwin Tugude, the chairman of the Tricycle Union of Nigeria, Mr. Sonny Enang, members of Apkotmar, family members, friends, and other guests, also witnessed beautiful dance steps by the couple. After cutting the marital cake and feeding each other, they expressed their joy in dance. The special guest on the occasion and Commissioner for Transport, Prince Godwin Tugude, and the chairman on the event, Mr. Sonny Enang, described the wedding as significant and historic, describing the bride as one who has passion for her job, said she has brought honor to members of the union and advised them to live peacefully and love themselves.
The fact that she was able to provide for all the Keke men as the only man again that was not afraid of the men. She mixed with them, she challenged them, she spoke on behalf of the men and the women.
The bride, Enodenis Akpabio, hailed from Okana, Ikontwen, in a Sinodom local government area, while the groom, Mr. May Eded, is a councillor representing Ward 1 in Ibesikwa Sultan local government area. Patience John, reporting.
Across the country, the increase in the price of petroleum products, which is as a result of the ongoing protests by oil marketers over non-payment of outstanding oil subsidy, has taken a negative turn on the nation's economy. These and other stories on our Channel 45 national and foreign news segments with Mercy Akera.
The increase in price of petrol as well as its scarcity is affecting the nation's economy negatively. Across the country, price of fuel ranges from 150 naira to about 350 naira per litre in some filling stations, while some people who purchased from black market sellers in places like Lagos and Abuja said they bought fuel for as high as 400 naira to 700 naira per litre. The fuel crisis is as a result of protests by oil marketers over claims and counterclaims between the marketers and the finance minister, Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, over the non-payment of outstanding 159 billion naira subsidy, as well as the ongoing strike by staff of the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, NNPC. The ongoing strike in NNPC has caused supply from the Nigerian gas company to stop and has led to a huge drop in electricity supply across the country. Also, in some parts of the country, banks, telecommunication companies, media organizations have opted to close down earlier than usual, while some have notified the public of some distortions in operations, all these as a result of inability to buy petroleum products used in running organizations. The aviation industry in the country is also affected as operations have been cut down and many flights cancelled due to non-availability of aviation fuel, and as a result, leaving passengers stranded. The polls in Spain showed new political parties winning strong support in the local elections as many Spaniards switched their allegiance to new parties. However, the governing People's Party won the most with 27%. Socialist Party came second with 25%. Both parties fell short of overall majority votes in most areas, losing a significant number of votes to emerging new parties, the Ciudadanos Party and the Podemos Party. The key concern for voters has been the economy, as many are concerned about public spending cuts and reports of political corruption. Parliamentary elections in Spain will hold in November. In Malaysia, the police have found 139 grave sites thought to contain bodies of illegal migrants and 28 abandoned detention camps capable of housing hundreds of people suspected to have been used to hold people captive. Also, several mass graves have been found at the border of Thailand along a route used to smuggle Rohingya Muslims fleeing persecution in Myanmar. Both Malaysia and Thailand have launched a crackdown on the illegal trafficking networks. At the military base in Tunis, capital of Tunisia, a soldier has been shot dead after opening fire and killing 7 of his colleagues, injuring 10 others. Tunisia Defense Ministry said it was not a terrorist attack, but that the shootings was being investigated. The Indian Meteorological Department has issued red alerts for many eastern and central states after more than 500 people were killed in an extreme heat wave that has seen temperatures rising to 48 degrees centigrade. Indians have been advised to stay out of the sun and drink plenty water, but there are fears that homeless people unable to access water and proper shelter will be worst hit.
That is in our package this morning. You can also watch AKBC TV News online by logging on to akbconline.org or follow us on Twitter at AKBC45EU or on Facebook at AKBC Channel 45. Before we go, a look at the major stories. Governor Gospel Akpabio has had a need for Kwaiban people to remain united in the denominational service to mark 2015 Democracy Day. Also, Kwaiban Specialist Hospital International PO for an operation today in Uyo. That was the package. Thanks for watching and wish you a wonderful day ahead. Good morning.
Programs. The latest in politics, in-depth analysis of events, sports, and much more. Keep watching AKBC Channel 45.